Hello and welcome to the Holly Meredith Show. This show today is going to be short and sweet and to the point. We won! And not only did we win, we trampled all over them. We made mincemeat of them. Jeb Bush finally quit. You know, he should actually run for president of Mexico. He would win that one. And his little midget wife would be very much expected to be there. They would love her there. We really don't want her to be our first lady, and now we don't have to worry about that. And Ted Cruz. May I remind you that Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio are both Cubans. How did we win that lottery? And Ted Cruz is a Cuban born in Canada. And Marco Rubio is a Cuban, in my opinion, born on a banana boat somewhere between Cuba and Miami when he was on his way here with his parents. So in my opinion, neither one of them is even vaguely eligible to be president of the United States. But since we have had Obama as our president for the last 7 years, if you can call him that, and he was not born in this country, that obviously the rest of the world has decided that if we put up with Obama, it doesn't matter where they were born. And on that note, we have Nirmala, aka Nikki Haley, governor of South Carolina, who came out in favor of Marco Rubio because she wants to be the first immigrant vice president we have ever had. But Nirmala, aka Nikki Haley, is not going to be our vice president. She's not even going to be governor of South Carolina the next time around because Nirmala, aka Nikki Haley, took down our wonderful Confederate flag, even though there's no ban on it. She single-handedly, on her own, made a decision, and now, although she can't stand the idea, the South is still alive, Nirmala, Nikki Haley. It's still alive, and they don't like you anymore. And even though you did endorse Marco Rubio, that's one of the many reasons he lost to our guy, our secular man from New York, our Donald J. Trump, soon to be our next president. Our Donald J. Trump, who got all 50 delegates in South Carolina. Every single one. None of them left for Rubio or Cruz at all. And this, after his stunning win in New Hampshire, a completely different state, with completely different people who want completely different things, but on their stupid exit polls that they run, by the way, just so they can influence the election even more, because all day long, if you noticed, they kept on telling you about all the exit polls that had Rubio and Cruz and Donald Trump almost even, the same. They kept saying it's neck and neck, it's head and head, it's going to be a really tight, close race, until the votes were counted. And then it wasn't close at all, not that it ever was. But the questions they were asking is, why would you vote for Trump? Well, the answer was immigration, safety. We don't trust our government. We don't understand why they don't do what we ask them to do when we send them there. We're sick of the establishment. We want somebody to kick the whole damn thing over. And that's why they voted for Trump. And that's what he's going to do. And by the way, today is Sunday, the day after Saturday, the day after South Carolina had their election. And where do you think Mr. Trump is? Is he basking in his glory? Is he sitting somewhere and having caviar and truffles for lunch, although he could be? No. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, he was in Georgia at another rally. And when he leaves that rally, he's going straight to Nevada, where there is going to be another primary. But by the way, he is 55 points. That's his popularity right now, 55% ahead of everybody else. Not that everybody is going. As I said earlier, Jeb has finally left the building, taking all of his odds and ends and bits and pieces with him. Who is going along? Mr. Cruz is going and Mr. Rubio is going, although why, I don't know, because if Ted Cruz, who is an evangelical, who is the son of a pastor, who couldn't get one delegate out of an evangelical state, what does that tell you? If he cannot win South Carolina, pray tell, where can he win? How about Gethsemane? The bottom line is Mr. Trump, Donald J. Trump, has it all right. He has it down to a science. He doesn't care what people think because he doesn't have to. Okay, I got interrupted there just for a second, and I'm back. I want you to be quite clear about what I'm talking about. Donald J. Trump is the first person in a very, very long time that has us as his first goal. He loves our country like we do. He wants back the kind of country we remember growing up. And I know all of you out there remember it. When we were safe, when we walked down the street. We didn't have to worry about some freak from another country coming in and clubbing us over the head. When we actually had pride and self-respect and patriotism, and it was good. Now, because all of these good attributes are being spoken about at Donald Trump's rallies, all of a sudden, we are nationalists. Oh, God forbid. Of course we're nationalists. It's our nation. Can you imagine anything else more stupid than saying, oh, we're nationalists? Donald J. Trump is going to run the table. I may have said that earlier. I don't know, and I don't care. I was so happy yesterday. I was so happy. I was literally dancing in the house. I was dancing around going, yeah, I cannot believe it, because I truly expected some kind of skullduggery, some creepy shenanigans, something like people trying to vote in the wrong person coming across the screen, like all these freaks do. I really expected that. But no, lo and behold, we were not cursed with that. He did such a bang-up job. And last night, when he was saying graciously, I might add, and by the way, if anybody is still watching Fox News, turn it off, block it forever. They spent the entire evening telling everybody after Trump won, after he won, and obliterated everybody else, oh, tonight was a big night for Marco Rubio. Really? I don't think so, and neither does anybody else. But Mr. Trump, who was laughing himself, Mr. Trump said, everybody works hard here. I had no idea before I decided to run for president how hard it was to do this. He said, it's a very hard job, but we're going to win. I love it when he says that. I get goosebumps, and I don't get goosebumps very often. Not too much bothers me or impresses me. Not at all. I've lived too long. When he says, I only want to talk about winning and I'm going to win, you know what? I know he's going to win. I believe him. Because he knows all of these people. He knows what they're going to do. After his rally in Georgia, he's off to Nevada. And he's at 55% in Nevada already, and he's not even there. Can you imagine what it will be like when he is there? We're not going to get cursed with another Bush or Clinton. Thank all the gods. We're not going to get cursed with a 74-year-old socialist, for Christ's sake. We're not getting cursed with a Bernie who wants everything to be free and have a 90% taxing on everybody. Really? Really? Does he think anybody will stay in the country with 90% taxes? Who's going to be paying for anything? Nobody will be here, you dumbbell. We're not going to get stuck with him either. We are going to have a president for the first time in a very long time that we can be proud of. He took on the Pope, for God's sake. The Pope! The Pope came out on Friday trying to slant the election, although His Holiness would say otherwise. Trying to slant the election, he made a little barb, rather large barb, at Mr. Trump by saying, if you only speak of walls and do not speak of bridges, then you cannot be a Christian. Who the hell asked you anyway? Stay where you belong in Italy, behind your very large wall that you built when the Muslims tried to invade you. Remember those days? That wall went up to protect you from the Muslims. Well, maybe we feel the same damned way, Pope. Anyway, Donald took on the Pope, and everybody said, that's the end. It's all over. He will never get another vote. Ha ha! He got more. And then Donald, in South Carolina, took on the Bush family. And everybody said, that's really the end of him. There will be nothing left of him after this. And no, not only was there a whole lot left of him, he won hands down 50 delegates, I'll say it again, in an evangelical state. And the polls, when they were asking them when they came out the door, why did they vote for him? because they are sick and tired of what we have that pretends to be our government in Washington, D.C. And this is only the first salvo. Our battle has just begun. Donald J. Trump is just the beginning. We are part of, and you are witnessing, the second Civil War.